Hello everyone and good day. I am making this video to supplement our programming series using the IIS-1. Instead of the IIS-1, I am going to use the PDP-1, which was a very popular computer during the second generation. PDP-1, remember, was created by a company called DEC, or Digital Equipments Corporation. It is still a stored program concept computer, and the main difference is its memory is a straight architecture, which means that it has this uniform size both for data and instruction, unlike the first generation computers where they have a left and right. So the PDP-1 is an 18-bit computer both for instructions and data. So I have here in our Dagler site the equivalence of instructions, comparing the IIS instructions and the PDP-1 instructions. For example, in the IIS instructions, we have load. In the PDP-1, we have LAC. It stands for load accumulator. It has a different name, but exactly the same function. Now, in the IIS, we have store. The equivalent in PDP-1 is DAC, to stand for deposit or save the accumulator to memory. The arithmetic instructions add, sub, mul, div are pretty much the same. There's also an unconditional jump, okay, which is JMP in the PDP-1. Now the jump plus instruction in the IIS has more or less three equivalents. No? We have CISA. CISA means skip if zero accumulator. It will skip one line if the accumulator is zero. We also have SPA, skip if positive accumulator, that which includes the value of 0. And the jump minus exists in the PDP-1 is called SMA or SMA, skip if minus accumulator. Okay, there are many other instructions, but these are the direct instructions that we need. If you look for the complete set, we have the complete list in our Dagler site. Okay, the next thing that I'd like to do is to write the n factorial program by translating the IIS program into the PDP-1. Okay, because we have here a list of our equivalents. Okay, so for example, now one thing to remember is there's no more left and right, so we just use addresses sequentially. So for example, if you have jump for L in the IIS, in the PDP-1 we'll say JMP 4 because there's no more left and right. Okay, and then the next command is load M2. The equivalent in PDP-1 is lock 2. Okay, I hope you follow. Mul M1 is translated as mul 1, and store M2 is translated as doc 2. Okay, it's just a different language, but the functions are the same. Load M2, we know this to be, rather load M1, we know this to be lock 1. Okay, so sub M3 is sub 3. Store M1, we know this to be doc, no? Doc 1. So again, load M3, we know this to be lock 3. Okay, sub M1, we know this to be sub 1. And here's JMP. We can either use ZISA or SPA. Okay, they will both function the same way. So let's use, in our case, ZISA. There's no question if you use SPA. ZISA means skip the next line if the accumulator is 0. And then jump 4, we just translate it to JMP 4. And then we proceed to the next. Load M2, we say lock 2. Mul M1, you say mul 1. And halt is jump 16, JMP 16. Okay, so we already have a program by translating commands individually from one language to another, one machine to another. Now it's time to trace this. Find out if it really computes the fourth factorial. We know the factorial of 4 is 24. So lock 2. Okay. Let me transfer this. I've placed this on the wrong column. should be here. Okay. Okay. So this is 4, 1, 1. Okay. So the sequence is still the same. I've transferred it because this should be the column for the instruction, and I've placed it on the column for the accumulator. So lock 2, the accumulator receives M2, which is 1. Mul 1, which means it's multiplied by 4, the value of 1. So this becomes 4. DAC 2, so this is now deposited as 4 in memory address 2. We are computing for the first partial product. The next is to compute the multiplier. So we say lock 1. 1 is 4. Okay. Sub 3. 3 is 1. So this 4 minus 1 is 3. DAC 1. So our next multiplier is deposited in M1 as 3. Now we do a comparison. Okay. We lock 3. We check if this is already a 1. No. Sub 1. Okay. Lock 3. 3 is 1. Sub 1 is M1 is 3. So 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Now here's the trick here. ZISA. Skip if 0 accumulator. We know that negative 2 is not 0, so therefore we are not going to skip. We are going to continue, which means we are going to jump to the fourth instruction, bringing us back to the top of the loop. So therefore we are going to repeat the whole process. This is now our second pass, no? I hope you follow. And the previous instructions are already there. This is pass number 2. Okay, we are supposed to compute the next partial product, and we know that it's 12. Okay, let's find out if it computes 12. So we say lock 2. So the accumulator becomes 4 because it's taken from memory 2 here. Mul 1. 1 is 3. So 4 times 3, this becomes 12. And we DAC 2. So we deposit it to M2. So now we have the second partial product correctly is computed as 12. So we know the next step is to compute for the next multiplier. So we say lock 1. The current multiplier is 3 loaded to the accumulator. Sub 3 becomes 2. Okay, because 3 is 1. And then we say DAC 1. So we now deposit the next multiplier as into M1. Okay. We proceed to the next. Lock 3, we make a comparison. Check if the multiplier is already a 1. So we lock 3. So this is 1. Sub 1. So this is 1 minus 2. So this becomes 1 minus 2. This becomes negative 1. Now there's another trick. ZISA. Skip if 0 accumulator. Since it's not 0, it's not skip. It goes to line 13, which will bring us to the top of the loop, being a bottom-up version. So therefore, we'll just copy this. We are now on our third pass. Okay. Third pass. Hopefully the last pass. Okay. The first command is lock 2. So the 2 is 12. So the accumulator gets 12. Take note, no? It's 12. Mul 1. 1 is 2. So 12 times 2 is 24. And then we deposit it as the next partial product at location 2. So that 2. So this is 24. And then we compute for the next multiplier. Lock 1, 2. Sub 3. 3 is 1. We know it's 1. So this becomes 1. And we DAC 1. Deposit it at memory address 1. Okay. And then we do a comparison by doing a subtraction. Lock 3 is 1. Sub 1. M1 is now 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Now here's the difference here. We say ZISA. Skip if 0 accumulator. So since the accumulator is 0, line 13 will be skipped. We'll proceed to line 14, which is lock 2. So therefore, the accumulator becomes 24. We know it's 24. And then mul 1, which is 1. So 24 times 1 is 24, which computes the final product in the accumulator, and we do a halt by doing a jump to 16. I hope you follow. No? So it's the same logic, a different language using a different machine. You will be having exercises also in the PDP-1, and I don't see any problem with that because it is directly equivalent to the IIS. IAS. Okay. Good day everyone, and see you in my next series.